Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when you're watching this video. I would like to welcome the 2021 Honors Specialist group. There are all three sciences in here: biology, chemistry, and physics. Once upon a time, we used to run these as separate courses. We found it more effective having a larger community, so you have more teachers to bounce your ideas off. You will be specializing and receiving your accreditation in your own honor specialist that you've enrolled in for this course. However, there'll be many opportunities where you'll be talking some common language around leadership. Now, I just want to make sure that you're okay navigating this course. And I know initially when you walk into this environment, it can be a bit confusing. So I just want to do a quick screenshot, share my navigation through the course, and hopefully that will alleviate any questions that happen before you even know you have them. I am using a couple of screens here, so I'll be trying to look at you in the camera here, making that eye contact and make us feel a little bit more personal, but I will be looking at one of my other two screens just as I scroll up and down. When you first walk into the course, you're going to see probably something that looks like this. There'll probably be a few more announcements. I am in the teacher view, and so it will say published. My suggestion when you first walk into the course each time is you always look at the announcements. Typically the most recent announcements that you haven't seen will be posted here at the top under recent announcements. We can always click on the link on the left-hand menu that says announcements, and you can scroll through and see what I have here. The first announcement says, welcome to the course. I'm going to step you through what this welcome to the course announcement looks like. Okay, I can click on it. It'll open up the announcement in the full screen, and there'll be links and bolded items and things that are important. This is my primary communication to you. So that means this is how I speak to you. You should always look at this first when you come in. All right. Now, the course environment, on the left-hand side, you'll see a menu. And this menu gives you a number of options. You can either navigate through the links or you can navigate through the menu. You should know both. As you look at the left-hand side here, you're going to see this link here that says course syllabus. The course syllabus is an indication of what you must complete for the course. I'm not going to click on this link. Right now I have a Word file, but I'm thinking that most of you can open up a Word viewer of some sort if you don't have Word installed on your computer, so you can see the course syllabus. This course syllabus gives you an overview of the entire course. So it starts off with our standards of practice. It tells you what the ministry expects you to have by the end of this course. So all the various schools that offer this course have the same kind of rhetoric at the beginning. And as you go further down this document, you'll see the grading scheme. You'll see the assignments that are associated with this course. They include a seminar, a unit plan, and a discussion, which is really the main bulk of our course over the next 3 weeks. As you go further down, you'll see more detailed information about the seminar and what it entails. I will talk about each of these in just a bit more detail, not too much because you can read this, but this is where you look at the instructions initially. Okay, so seminar. You'll also be doing a unit plan. And of course, the bulk of the course will be on the discussion. So this is a discussion-based course. At the very bottom, you'll see an outline of the various modules we're covering in the course. And then a couple of rubrics that are used to assess, that you can use to self-assess, and I'll be using to determine what level you are, 1, 2, 3, 4, A minus, A plus, etc. Looking at the assignments specifically, the first assignment that you'll see referenced is a seminar. A seminar is if we were in a face-to-face environment and you were walking into a building, you'd stand up in front of the group of your colleagues and you would give a workshop on something. Your topics include integrating anti-Black racism, strategies in leading online distance learning in science classroom, and so on and so on. You can read the whole list here. So you're working on this in groups. This is a group activity. So I know that you signed up for this course and you have a particular schedule. You're going to work in the evening, work in the nighttime, work in the morning, work all throughout the day. You're going to need to find other teachers who can work with your schedule. Ideally, if you can work synchronously with them, that would be fantastic because a lot of miscommunication can be avoided that way. But it is an online course. Clearly, you're going to have different responsibilities and come back together. In this seminar, you are going to be giving the seminar to your other honors specialist teacher colleagues, as well as the senior science AQ teachers who are separate from us. So you'll have an audience of about 30 or so that you'll be giving your seminar to. Each teacher is responsible for being in a single seminar, giving a single seminar. You're also responsible for attending another seminar, of which you'll be giving some feedback, okay? When you give your feedback, it'll be constructive. Your senior science teachers who are part of your audience, they will not be giving feedback. They will just be watching and learning whatever you have to share. So you can work through this and you'll see all the details of what the seminar entails. The seminar can be delivered synchronously and asynchronously. So you're going to pick a certain time on the Monday or Tuesday, you'll see it in the calendar, and you're going to select either a large block of time for 4 hours, 3 hours, or you're going to select 2 blocks of times that are smaller, maybe 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the early afternoon, whatever you deem is best in your group. And then you'll be delivering a kind of asynchronous, kind of quasi-synchronous workshop to the teachers. They'll be signing up, so we'll assume they can sign up to a time they can attend. Ideally, you're attending the seminars synchronously. All right, moving down the unit plan. So often when you walk into a department and you are the leadership, so you're going to be the department head, you're going to be the curriculum leader, there'll be legacy unit plans. And one of your tasks, goals, ideals is to take something that's been there before, that might have been there for the past 10, 15, or longer years, and refresh it. You get your team together and think about all the different aspects that should be in a comprehensive unit. And you're not just looking at content, you're looking at all the other things that are important to society today, connecting science and society, right? STSE. So you're going to be looking at a unit plan that I will give you, you'll critique it. Now these unit plans, they're specifically modified, they pull things out so that you'll have an opportunity to recognize there's things missing and then fill in those holes. Once again, you'll be able to work through this and look at the instructions. It is a team collaborative activity. So you're working with your group. With the seminar, you can work with any teacher in the honor specialist class. In the unit plan, you're working with only teachers in your subject specialty. We have 3 chemistry, so you'll be 1 team. We have 6 physics, so there'll be 2 teams, and there's 11 bio, so there'll be anywhere from 3 to 4, maybe even 5 teams. So for the unit plan, you must work with your subject specialty, all right? So once you've determined what your team is going to look like, I'm going to then dump in a unit plan that the whole team will have access to, and then really, in addition to all the discussions that you have going on daily, you'll have to budget time to work on your unit plan along with your seminar. So initially at the beginning, it's going to seem very overwhelming because you have these 3 big tasks. But the 3 tasks you have time to work on. One is a daily task, that's the discussion. The other 2 are spread out over the next 3 or 4 weeks. 3 weeks, I guess. Finally, is a discussion forum. So the discussion forum, it's very easy to get lost in talk. And we don't want you just going to discussion, I have to complete this, I'm going to talk, I'm going to say something inconsequential and move on. We want it to be meaningful. So to help it making meaningful, you'll see a calendar, and on that calendar, so if I go over here on the left-hand side to modules, I'll see calendar 2021. When I open up that document, what you'll see is something that looks like this. Right. This is the Word version, so you can download the Word version so you can see a nice overview with colors and nice formatting, or you can open it up directly in the environment and it's a little bit more Spartan. So you'll see what we're doing day by day by day. You'll notice that there's some of these dates that are yellow highlighted, and these yellow highlights represent days when you do not have to interact with the entire class in a discussion format. On day 1 and day 2, so the 7th and 8th, you'll notice that there are no yellow highlights, so you are interacting as per normal. What does normal look like? Well, under here, under modules, you're going to start with the welcome and getting started, and then you'll see module 1. So I click on module 1, introduction, and it gives me a blurb about what the module 1 is all about. I click on next, and I'll see my first 1.1, my expectations. This is kind of get to know you though. This is just a course, share some things that you've done, some things about you, your long name, how many kids you have, hobbies, all those sorts of things. And so that's this icebreaker activity. Then you move on to module 2, module 1.2, module 1.3, and this is when you get into some of the work, understanding what the online learning environment is about, building trust, those sorts of things. So you can work through those. And you'll notice below, if it asks you to post a reply, down here's where you post a reply. You give a title, and then you start writing. Okay? If someone starts writing and you want to respond, you respond directly to them. You don't respond to the entire module. And it'll become more apparent once you get the first few people who respond. Right? And then there's 1.3, and so on. So that's module 1. Module 1 is due the day it is assigned. So it is assigned on the 7th Wednesday, and it's due at 11:59 p.m. I tend to mark things early in the morning, like 12:30 a.m., 1 a.m., or when I wake up in the morning on the next day. On Thursday, day 2, you'll be working on module 2. On Friday, you'll be working on module 3, but module 3 is highlighted in yellow, so for module 3, even if it tells you to post something, you don't need to post anything. So that gives you a little bit more leeway on how to budget your time. However, module 3, 6, 8, 12, and 13 are explicitly requirements that you must include in the unit plan. So as you look at the unit plan and you look at the very specific instructions, you'll see you must include module 3 connections, module 6 connections, module 8 connections, along with some other things. All right? So even though you're not explicitly participating in the discussion forum for those modules, they are explicitly supposed to be a part of the unit plan resubmission. Going back to the calendar, you'll see that the first week is short. You'll have the weekend to, get your mind focused on all the stuff that the course entails. Week 2 is pretty intense, but there are 2 days when you're not submitting discussions. Then week 3, which is the second last week of the course, is when your unit plan progress report is due and when the seminars happen. So seminar 1, 2, and 3, 4, depending on how many, half the class will be on the Monday, half the class will be on the Tuesday. Then on week 4, the last week of the course, is very intense. The unit plan is due on the second last day on the 27th, and then the very last day is the 28th. So that's your calendar overview. All right. Notice anything that's in green does not have 11:59 p.m. deadline. It has a beginning of the day deadline. The seminars will be due specifically whenever your seminar is. I can't tell you that yet. I don't know. And the unit plan will be due around 12 noon. Okay. So that gives you an idea of our calendar. Once again, navigating through the course, when you are participating in the modules, you're responding in a discussion forum. You can also access the discussions by clicking on this discussion link, and you'll see a link to all the discussion forums, including the course help forum at the very top here. If you have any questions that are relevant to the entire class, then you're going to submit it here in the course help forum. Give it an appropriate title. So where do I find X? How do I interpret someone else's discussion? I'm not sure what it's going to be. If it's a question that is specifically related to you or personal, you're not able to make a deadline, email that to me directly. But if it's relevant to the entire class, post it here. If you email me something that's relevant to the entire class, I probably won't answer it. I'll ask you to post it here instead, and then I'll respond. There's an option to subscribe if you like. I would not necessarily subscribe to most of the discussion forums because you are replying within the course. However, the course help forum is a good one to subscribe to so you can see other students' questions as they post them. All right. Your assignments, you're not going to use this link specifically, I don't think. You're probably going to use this syllabus. But here is a listing of the assignments as well. The online discussion, the seminar, the unit plan, the module 1 journal entry, which will become more obvious once you've read that, and the critical read and review. So in your discussions, you're getting assessed on your ability to interact with one another, but you're also going to be looking at the senior science environment. And each of you will be signing up. There'll be 3 or 4 of you signing up for each module. You're going to be going in and reading through their posts. You're not their teacher, but this is just to get you into the act of being a leader for teachers who are relatively new to the profession. And you're going to kind of skim through their posts, and then you're going to collect the thoughts, and you're going to write a summary. And because you're working with 2, 3, or 4 other teachers in our environment, you can kind of split the work and decide who's going to read the first section, the second section, the third section, or do it individually, and then I'll just post 4 or 5 of your summaries. So that's the critical read and review, and that starts on day 2. So some of you will be signing up for something very, very soon. I've given you an example of what a critical read and review summary might look like, so you have some place to start. All right. So that's how to navigate the environment. You are going to use the left-hand menu. You're going to look at the announcements. You're going to use the syllabus to find out what the course is about. You're going to use the modules. That's where you find all the lessons. The discussions are linked within the modules, or you can go there specifically by clicking on the links. In the Welcome Getting Started, the contact information, this is where you can click on this link and you can provide us with an email address that you will be checking on a regular basis. And this is where the class, depending on who you group up with, will contact you. All right? I'm generally available all the time, so just send me a message and I'll connect with you. All right? The other thing that's in here is under modules is project sign up. So you're signing up for your projects. So as you sign up for your projects, there's the unit plan. I mentioned that already. So for the unit plan, there's this Google document, and you will sign up based on your subject specialty. 1, 2, 3. It's a large class. I would say 3 is a good number for your unit plan. 2 is not a good number because you have a lot of work to do and you do want to be able to bounce ideas off of each other. For chemistry, you could only choose 1. So, start putting your names down, and eventually, as I take a look at the document, I'm going to kind of put you all into 1. So you might want to put first choice, second choice, third choice, or something like that for the chemists. Physics, you have 2 groups. So once again, there's only 2 topics you can choose from. All right? Bio, you have a number of groups. So I think probably at the end of this, all of these will be covered. All right? The other one is the this document here. You'll be emailing me, topic sign up. Now it is a document that has links in it. This link here is that same Google Doc I just showed you with all the different choices. The summarizing the senior science additional qualification. You click on this link, you'll see a link to this Google Doc that shows the different concepts that the senior science teachers will be learning. This is what we're learning during Module 1. This is what they're learning during Module 1. This is what you're learning during Module 2. They're learning during Module 2. So you'll be signing up for reviewing and summarizing their module as a part of the discussion, 50% of the course. Right? And then finally, the seminar. I don't have a sign-up document for that. You're just going to give me your 1, 2, and 3 choices, and then I'm going to kind of put you into appropriate groups, and then we'll see how it goes from there. All right? It is possible we might have more than 1 group participating and doing the workshop. All right? So welcome to the class. I am always available. If you have any questions, email, or if it's relevant to the entire class, the course help forum is what you'd like to use. I'm looking forward to learning with you this 3 weeks. It's going to be very intense, but at the end of it, it'll be hopefully a great bonding and learning experience.